Hi folks, this video is inspired by an old video that I found of mine called Demystifying the Craft. I kind of think that there's an aspect of this that has been rooted in all of my vlogs and my content, talking about how to make things accessible, magic I do in my everyday, showing magic I do in my everyday. But this video in particular kind of just is based off that. It's a vlog, but it's also kind of looking at the ways in which magic interacts with my everyday, which is a lot of my videos. But I think that right now we need to remember that folk magic, witchcraft can be made accessible. I think we have to remember that the magic is rooted in the mundane. And so this is also based off like a blog post I did called Mundane and Magic. I'm gonna kind of be just showing my day-to-day. So it's a vlog, it's a vlog of my week. It's demystifying the craft. It's showing how I'm grounding and regulating the magic I'm doing. And it's also at the same time of all of this, it's accessibility in witchcraft and what that looks like. So I'll talk about some of the witchy things I did recently. There's not a lot of them because I've been so dysregulated, but I am really proud. You saw some of my embroidery. I'm gonna keep doing that today. This one's Olivia's. No one can have this one. These seasonal intention veils. Yeah. So this is the Traveler's Blessing veil. I just wrapped up these Traveler's Blessing veils, and then I'm going to be moving on to the other sigils. I'll probably show a little bit of how I work these sigils too. I just kind of start all of them on like pieces of petition paper. So I have the petition paper with this on the front and the sigil on the back, and I'll show you a bit how to make a paper charm. So when I talk about I'm making a blog post on paper charms too that's going to show like more guided instructions and actually recipes for things that I've done that have worked with. I need the sun to stop. It's doing it again. Dude, my guy. I kind of start with this and then I'll show kind of how to make them. I love paper charms and paper charm bags for literally anything. So yeah, creating paper charms is going to be coming out on my Patreon early. You guys are getting it here, and then it will be a blog post. When it's up, I will link it. I'm hoping that like that will be not next week's but the week after, or maybe next week's. So creating paper charms are really fun. They're easy. All you need is a piece of paper and a sigil. And then from there, you kind of take it and fill it with herbs that are appropriate, seal it with wax from a candle, and call it good. Keep it around, feed it oils, drop it off at the crossroads, bury it somewhere, etc. So I'll show you guys the paper charms that I'm making to charge these sigils, but I have found that like writing the petition with the sigil on it, and then you can kind of see having it on the front with a label is really beneficial. I like using, like I said, Nathaniel Drake's petition papers. If you're interested, Nathaniel is going to be at the Venus Night Market at Ritual Craft. Go. I'll be there. You can visit me. But it is kind of like a really simple way to get some magic done. And for me, it's a prime example of folk magic, because a lot of these things I don't have time to like do a full-blown ritual, to work it a bunch of different times. So I make the petition, I wake up the herbs, put the herbs literally in the petition, seal it, and then I keep this around and will continue to work it. Like I said, the blog post that is coming out on my Patreon first, and then later my newest blog, Chaotic Folk Magic, will be kind of talking more about like some ways to dispose of it, some different ways to work it, what I've put in them that has worked really well for me as well. Both times that I've done this working, it has worked like that. And so there's like a level to it that like there were other things I was doing as well around that working, but both times that I kind of used the sigil, charged the sigil, and then put it in a paper charm, I had the outcome happen exactly as I wanted to in that direct amount of time. So it just feels like a really quick way to kind of put things together, especially if you don't have time to make a charm bag, if you don't have time to do all these things, if it's harder for you or not as accessible for you to like do a bunch of candle spells. This is a great way of doing it. So yeah, I'll be talking about that sometime in this vlog. Other than that, today I'm just trying to get regulated, shipping packages. My college classes started back up again. I hate being a college student. I'm not built for this shit. I hate it here. On top of that, it's tax season. Whoever told the world that academic things should start around the time, like I'm gonna be taking away midterms when my taxes are due, and I hate that. Who invented this? That's horrible. I hate it here. Wow, what is that? A package for me? These are my jars. It is Friday, January 24th. I'm going to a birthday party tonight for a friend, but right now I'm getting ready for one of my first Patreon readings. My Lentitia tier, I just made it, so everyone who pledges gets a 20 to 30 minute tarot reading. For divination days, I really like Our Lady Untie of Knots. Just kind of my go-to. There's always a little bit of the Curse Breaker oil on the back of the neck. And then of course, my very lovely friend, Commune. Because I'm not going out in the world, I'm in my office. I'm not doing as much as I normally would. But I am kind of doing my bare minimum daily protective routine. My coffee with me. We're about to get started. Oh, that coffee is so bad. Sisters came through like really heavy. Not even in a bad way, but just I like stopped reading and I was like, woof. That's so many people. They were really strong, which means I'm gonna take some time now to like regulate, probably eat some food, ground a little bit. I made this really delicious honey chicken last night and I'm excited to eat some of that. Yeah, I like felt like my brain just turned off, which is totally fine. I may just be a little hungry, but I used the Wild Unknown, my Scopa cards, and Tarot of the Bones. But it was a really good reading. I'm really excited to kind of have clients that I get to build a repertoire with every single month. That's going to be really exciting. I'll catch up with you guys after I eat. Trying to get back into reading again in this day and age. I also have my tea here. It was coffee before, now it's tea, as it should be. I think we're going to be reading all of these for book club in Patreon, and I'm really excited. This is our first one. I also got Post-Colonial Astrology, Reading the Planets Through Capital, Power, and Labor. And Red Tarot, a decolonial guide to divine literacy. These were all in our poll this month, and I'm really excited. Today I need to ship some packages, and I'm also trying to regulate after a really rough week of not being regulated, like at all. So I basically have been just embroidering and watching YouTube to create magic. Today is a nice day I have some homework due because my college stuff came back again. But I'm also trying to kind of lean into things that feel good, not just things I feel like I have to do. I think there's a part of me that I'm like trying to not, cause like, I think the world right now is trying to make everyone really dysregulated, and I'm trying to sit with like, okay, how do I regulate? How do I regulate? And I think that there's a part of this that's like, there's no way to regulate and be completely okay right now. And I'm sitting with that, but I'm also trying to lean into making things, creating things, getting things done that feel good. So shipping packages is big right now. I'll be doing that today. Reading, you saw me read while I was eating. I'm trying to finish up A Certain Hunger, and then I have to read The Land in Our Bones. I'm trying to toggle between like a fiction and a nonfiction because I find that I am really struggling with just launching into a bunch of nonfiction right now. I need the fictional worlds, I need the creativity, I need everything. But yeah, I just discovered some music that I kind of want to listen to while I embroider or watch something. Ethan and I have been watching Dexter a lot, which has been really good. And yeah, I mean, making things with my hands. I reorganized all day yesterday. I did not all of my homework, but a large majority of my homework yesterday. Now today I have very exciting news. I have to pour oils for my first wholesale order, which is really exciting. I'm actually just grabbing the information on how many of each one there is. You've been seeing me work on restock stuff all week, so you'll kind of see the process for this. So starting somewhere around after February 2nd, you'll be able to pick up my oils at Ritual Craft, which is really exciting. Super exciting. So here are all my labels set aside and done, so they show little how-to, little bit of ingredients. Yeah, we're gonna be pouring a bunch of oils today. Tonight we're going to dance with my friend again. So a while ago, I mean like a while ago, I got this tincture that was like a rosehip reishi extract tincture, and it was so good. It was packed full of vitamin C, which is one of the supplements that I take every day, and it honestly just made me like, it was just such a nice little tincture. I don't have the recipe. It was sweetened with honey, so I'm attempting to recreate it in a tiny jar. This is kind of a test to see how much of each, because I'm not an herbalist. I'm a folk, what many would call, and what I even hesitate to call myself, but I'm a folk herbalist, which basically means I measure with my heart, and most of the medicine making that I'm doing is really just for me and my close community. It's not really for a lot of other people. And I tend to kind of be a little bit more on the experimentation side of things. It turns out the benefits of reishi do really, really well in the presence of vitamin C, which rose hips tend to have a lot of. So that's the kind of thing behind this. And I mean, honestly, I wish I had like dried actual mushrooms, not just a powder. This is what I have on hand, so this is what I'm gonna use. Most of the teachings that I have come from my experiences, self-study, and advice from other herbalists, whether they are also folk herbalists or use the folk method, or if they are certified. Which, from what I've heard from them, certification doesn't mean that much, but like, I'm not gonna say that because I'm not an herbalist. But so this is kind of one of my remedies that I am trying, and part of this is gonna sound so stupid, but I'm tired of paying for vitamin C supplements. So I'm hoping that if I can measure this correctly or put enough rose hips in here, I will get kind of the equivalent of vitamin C supplements. I should have measured that. We're gonna fuck around and find out. So neither of these things are toxic. That's the thing. I don't tend to experiment a lot with ancestral herbal allies and flower essences and infused oils, and kind of do what's best for my body. And that's kind of what I do. So this is my rosehip reishi. I also made a lemon balm tincture, and I made that last summer and just strained it, which took a really long time. A lot of folk herbalism or folk medicine is food. So we're starting to get more into this area. I just gotta put it somewhere. There it is. I don't know what day it is, but I'm making an embroidery project. Fascism, do witchcraft, folk magic hates Nazis. The Simaruda in the middle. We're now on the Simaruda part that I'm very excited for. And my cat is here to assist. This is what we're working on today instead of doom scrolling.